All right, Conrad, my turn to turn the tables on you and ask you about Google's new-ish Performance Max campaigns that you are calling the Viagra update. I know that you're very passionate about naming Google updates. And tell us.
Well, I have this fear that the Mockingbird update, the Mockingbird algorithm update is going to come along and my agency is going to disappear in the depths of the search
Actually,
results.
I think you have a great chance of ranking for those queries. So that'd be great for you.
Yeah. Well, Performance Max. I mean, come on, Google. This does sound like a male enhancement product, right? But it's not. Performance Max has been, and I'm going to take an unfair shot at these guys because I can't help myself. Andy Stickle, and Bill Hauser have been all over the internets calling this the biggest change to Google in the last 10 years. Wow. Strap in. Anyone heard about Performance Max? So in all fairness, this is not the biggest change to Google in the last 10 years, unless you missed the move of local into the top of the search results, or you were unaware that the local service ads had actually launched. But it's still an interesting thing. So what Performance Max is it's really kind of an agency killer. They're really setting this up as an agency killer. And basically, Google has a lot of different properties, and you can now run ads across multiple properties that they will create ads for you. You upload a bunch of creative, you upload some messaging, and they will automatically generate ads, and using AI, push those ads to the appropriate channels. And they will use that AI to maximize cross-platform conversion optimization. That sounds super awesome. But my problem with maximizing conversions across Google properties is, and we've talked, we haven't brought this up thematically yet in this episode, but we've talked about it ad nauseum elsewhere. The conversion for a law firm does not happen online. And the conversions that get funneled into Google Analytics they stop at the lead level: phone call, form fill, text, or chat, right? And so, I mean, we talked about text earlier, which these are all good things, right? We're talking about leads. But, our studies show that for our clients, and this is the work that we do, I'm proud of the work that we do, but 84% of the leads, when you stop at just counting the number of leads, 84% of them are not leads, right? And so that seems like a big error to add into a data set to be optimizing towards. And so, my concern with this Performance Max, I mean, it's interesting, especially if you're selling, bunnies online, or I don't know why I came up with bunny. Who sells bunnies online? Probably nobody. If you're selling coffee cups online, this may be helpful. But if you are really doing your conversions in a offline setting, phone call, a meeting, those conversions become more difficult to track. And so I'm not sure the value for the legal community in, I mean, optimizing for leads, great, but that's a really small part of it.
Well, I'm going to give you the but.
My concern with Performance Max.
Yeah, go but that's true of regular Google ads too, my friend.
Yes, but let me but you back, right? So what the key here, and this is so unbelievably important, is being able to look at your consultations, right? And understand where they're coming from. And ideally, and I'm not sure how well this works, but ideally you can feed that data back into Google.
So, right? Okay. I was trying to lead you down a path here. So you can look at consultations.
Did I walk down the path correctly?
You can look at the issue that you're identifying, which is that the Google conversion pixel firing is not necessarily a client or qualified lead even, or an intake qualified lead or attorney qualified lead, whatever. What do you like to say? Attorney qualified lead?
AQL, attorney. So it's we call intake qualified lead is basically a consultation.
Okay, consultation.
And then AQLs are attorney qualified.
So that's a problem both for Performance Max as well as regular ads. But as you alluded to, the solution is offline conversion import. And what you're telling Google is, hey, out of all the Google conversions, these are the only ones that are actually conversions that we want to optimize to. A couple other things that my experience with Performance Max. One, it is not for the lean of budget because it takes a while. I'm not going to say a long time, but a while, longer than a human, in my experience, to learn where to spend the money. Now, and because it is AI based, and remember, this is not general AI like out of a movie. This is very narrow AI. It does better with larger data sets. So if you're a $1,000 a month PPC budget and your target cost per acquisition is $100 per qualified lead even, you're going to spend a long time learning, and Google's going to spend a lot of money before they figure out where to spend the money. And still, it's not amazing. But I will say this. I look at it like this. When it's working, it's a great way to have more ads consumed. So if you're in a brand campaign, you want to build brand awareness, Performance Max, great. Because again, what Performance Max really means, Google disagree with this, is exposure max. So like they're showing your ads everywhere they can find a spot that matches your profile. So if it's loosely matching your audience, they'll show the ad across YouTube and every other place that they can think of.
So I was going to call it the maximized CPM for Google because they have become a massive publisher.
That's right.
I mean, the reason this is happening is because they are trying to get everyone to advertise beyond the PPC, right? And looking beyond. And by the way, this is you in the unlikely event that you haven't connected these two dots. Universal Analytics disappearing, being replaced by, shocker, Google's AI expectation of analytics of how people work across multiple channels. Like these two things are happening at exactly the same time. And the end result is Google is going to be guesstimating, accurately or otherwise, you can use your own cynicism or level of cynicism to determine that, guessing how impactful multi-channel is for you, right? And then they're going to be serving that multi-channel because they have so many bloody channels and so many impressions, right? So this is, if I'm a publisher, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
And I don't care where you spend money, but you should be checking out offline conversion import. That is your buzzword for the day. Make sure you're optimizing to actual intakes and consultations, not just pixels firing.
Money makes a it makes a world go round. Money makes a world go round. Yeah, money make a world go round. Money makes a world go round. Yeah, money make a world go round.